So Terry Turchi, that's this guy here, he's a former deputy assistant director of the FBI's counterterrorism division, and he was on Tucker Carlson's show on Fox News, and he made a stunning admission that you have to see to believe.
When you take the election and you take the House and you now convert all the committees that you have to investigating various aspects of the President of the United States, then your lifeblood has to be to react to stories. So you're going to see more stories planted so that all these committees can have a lot of work to do. And I think this is just more of the same. And I think we can expect more of this because, quite honestly, the electorate in some places is putting more and more progressives and self-described socialists in positions. And ironically, years ago when I first got into the FBI, one of the missions of the FBI in its counterintelligence efforts was to try and keep these people out of government. Why? Because we would end up with massive dysfunction and massive disinformation and massive misinformation. And it seems to me that's where we're at today.
Okay, so let me explain that. He just admitted, well, the FBI, of course, we've been undermining leftists forever. I mean, that's what we do. Why? Well, we got to do it. I mean, if we let these people get into power, then it's going to lead to massive dysfunction. We can't have that, really, massive dysfunction. So the people who are fighting to make the U.S. more like a social democracy, a thriving social democracy like Scandinavia, where they rank ahead of us in almost every objectively measurable way, somehow we would cause mass dysfunction. No, it sounds like you guys are right-wing assholes who are in positions of power and authority, and you will do anything and everything to hold on to that power and authority. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like you're willing to cheat to keep your asses in power and your asses in control and to make sure that the elite are protected from the rabble-rousers at the bottom. That's what's really happening now. So he's admitting, well, yeah, of course, the FBI, we've been undermining lefties forever. Now, there's a history of this, of course. Everybody knows that. The deep state, if you will. I mean, look at what they did to Martin Luther King. Remember they sent a letter, and they were like, I don't know whether it was the CIA or the FBI, it was one of the two, but they sent a letter to MLK, and they're like, why don't you just kill yourself? You're a cheater, you're a philanderer, you're a bad person, you should probably kill yourself. So there's a record of this. There's a record of this happening. Now, officially, though, they stopped doing this. It was a program called COINTELPRO, but they stopped it in 1971 and even went as far as to apologize for it. They were like, hey, listen, it was fucked up, shouldn't have done it, we know it was wrong, not going to happen moving forward. But this guy, Terry Turchi, just admitted, listen, when I was there, that's what we did. We undermined leftists. So we use coercion and trickery and deceit and all these fucked up means to undermine leftists. We can't let these people get into power. Turchi didn't work for the FBI until 1976. 1971, COINTELPRO stops. They apologize for it. Sorry, my bad, we're not going to do this anymore. 1976, he starts working there. He just told you, hey, when I was there in the FBI, yeah, of course, we try to undermine leftists. That's our whole point. Well, there you have it. So this idea that like, oh, their FBI is they're law enforcement officials who are being objective and upholding the rule of law. That's what they're doing. Yes. Yes. You just heard it from him, not from me. From him. After the line where they officially said, okay, we stopped fucking with leftists, they're still doing it. Man. And, people, it's weird because in the age of Trump, a lot of people who are nominally on the left love the FBI and they love the CIA because they think like, oh, I think they're against Trump. So since they're against Trump, we're going to align ourselves with them. We're going to de facto be aligned with them. And my response to that is, no, do not form an alliance with guys like James Comey. Do not form an alliance with guys like Robert Mueller. They don't like you. They don't agree with you. They have been undermining you. Do you think these guys are actually like down for Medicare for all and free college and a living wage and all the policies that we know are the right? No! Their whole fucking career has been to fight against these things. marginalized people, poor people, the people that have power and money are always going to keep trying to rig the rules against you and undermine you. They, like, the fact that Ocasio-Cortez won, I guarantee you everybody in the FBI is like, well, fuck that. We can't let that happen again. They'll do opposition research and they'll go to town in order to try to stop left-wing populists from getting elected. You bet your ass. And you just heard one of the guys admit it on TV. A little too comfortable in that Fox News studio. He forgot that the world is listening. And he said it. Hey, man, when we were there, of course we undermined him. Why? I would cause dysfunction. And you just don't like them. You have money and power. You don't like the people who don't have money and power. You want to hold on to money and power, and you're going to undermine them because you know they would massively redistribute wealth in a positive way that helps the average working person. So just so you know, the FBI is not your friend. The CIA is not your friend. The deep state, the establishment, they are not your fucking friend. You're allowed to hate Trump and them as well. Keep that in mind.